Be the change. Another day. Another day that in this day, this moment, if you make a decision to change anything in your life, you make the decision today, you create a little plan today, and then you just do that day by day by day. Starting today, in whatever you decide to change around in your life, in 3 weeks, you already are going to have made it more of a habit. So whatever it is that you're trying to do is going to feel easier. There is never going to be another moment like the present, like the now, for whatever it is that you want to achieve, for whatever it is that you want to do with your life, for whatever it is that you want to change with your life, or for whatever you want to nurture that you already have in your life. There's always now, and now is always a great time to do whatever you got to do, or just be. Great Spirit, Father God, source of all things, higher power, presence. What is the little message here for us humans here on planet Earth today? The message here that we need to hear about. Let's see. Root chakra. Grounding. Grounding, root chakra, the base of your spine, pelvic floor, root chakra, grounding, abundance, feeling grounded, knowing that in this world there is abundance of everything. And the color red, action, grounding. I have. I gather easily and effortlessly all that I need to support, nourish, and comfort me. This is about like the physiological needs, which would be air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, reproductions. It's the very, very first need, the human need. If you want to transcend, if you want to be, I don't know, superhuman or whatever, a transcendent, awakened human being, the first step that you have to get in order to do that, in Maslow's words, would be the physiological needs, so that you can feel safety somewhere, that you can be fed, you can take care of your body, and you feel safe and sheltered and all that stuff. I focus my attention upon all that I am grateful for. I am so thankful for being here today. Thank you so much for this beautiful day here. And just overextend the gratitude to everything that you do in your life, the appreciation, being appreciative. Life is going to see that, oh my gosh, this person is so appreciative. We're going to send her or him more things to be appreciating. There is an abundance of nourishment, support, and love for me. Abundance of nourishment, abundance of support, abundance of love. And there is for everybody. And this is partly why it kind of becomes so comical. Comical when we walk around and we feel like this is the end of it. And there's nothing more to it, and there's so much more to it. And then we just get dramatic sometimes and caught up in our own emotions sometimes, which is okay. And then it's also easy to let it go. It's not that easy, you just have to know how to do it. To let go of those things that no longer serve you. And then you can leave those things that serve you, and then you will have a much more fuller, richer, more beautiful, everything life. Someone is working. Someone is working. Eight of Pentacles. Craftsmanship. Like tedious, but rewarding. Maybe, eventually, if you get good at it. Tedious work. It always starts with having to do the same thing over and over again. Practice. Getting better at things, whatever it is that you want to practice. Whether it be a skill, whether it be your confidence, whether it be a job that you do, whether it be your compassion. There are inner things that you can practice over and over and get better at, and there are outer things that you can practice over and over and get better at. Eight of Pentacles. Craftsmanship, quality work, been doing it for a long time, know what you're doing, and doing great work with it. Page of Pentacles here is I don't know, this picture is kind of weird. So let's see, it's seeing through the matrix maybe. So the Page of Pentacles. Could be a race, new job. You've been working so hard. This can be a race. It could be a new job, perhaps transfer, perhaps a new job, moving up, new journey. It can be a new idea, new journey that you're setting out on with the quality that you already have worked in. So you already have the talent, you already have the quality, you already have the determination, you have the resilience to go the whole way and starting out something new. And then the Two of Cups is here, which can be in love. It can be a soul connection in love, which is very beautiful. It's got to be very beautiful when you find, and maybe also challenging because it is so beautiful, and maybe unusual too. If you find someone who is truly connected to your soul, like who truly understands and speaks your soul language, it's not many people that do that, because most people are speaking and talking from the labels, like from the roles that they play. So you can't really get to the bottom of them or to the soul of them, or however. They're closed. They don't want to break through the roles. And so when you find someone who is also living from their soul and living from that deeper level and the deeper knowing of who they are, then that's a beautiful, beautiful merging. This doesn't have to be a romantic love. It can be, of course. And then it can be also challenging, because in a romantic love with that deep, such deep connections, now you're going to have to also meet yourself at those levels. And that is sometimes, I think, what blocks a lot of good things, because we haven't been taught how to meet ourselves, or we haven't been taught how to live authentically from who you truly are, and to love yourself authentically and unconditionally for who you truly are, faults and everything, and good things, bad things, the good, bad, ugly, the beautiful, everything. And so loving yourself unconditionally, once you can do that and you can accept who you truly are and be your own best friend, then you can also allow other people to come into your world and to love those parts of yourself, and not reject the people because they see something in you that you don't like, perhaps, or like, so now you'd be able to welcome someone else in. It can also be like a business, since this here like is showing up with all the work. This is someone working really hard. So whoever is showing up here in this is working really hard in their life, and they're doing a good job, and that's very commendable. And then so this can be like at the end of the day, after all the new work, yes, you're going to level up, and then also you're going to find your person. Or like after all this time, you are going to, after all this work, you're going to level up and you're going to find that business person. Or perhaps this is not romantic at all. It could be like a business companion that will put together like whatever it is that you've been working on here, and putting it together into something beautiful and magnificent and all that good stuff. So Esther and Abraham Hicks says, once you have made a decision, then nothing is more important than that you feel good. You made a decision. If you make a decision today, nothing is more important than that you feel good. Okay? And you have decided that you are going to consciously look for some things to appreciate today. Now, remember now, this moment, finding some stuff to appreciate, bringing in the appreciation. The object of your attention has now become the feeling of appreciation. So the object of your attention has now become the feeling of appreciation. You have now established a circuit between you and that object of appreciation that the law of attraction will begin working on immediately. So you will start seeing more things to appreciate right away. And here, perhaps showing up with all the work that you do, perhaps you can appreciate the time that you have to fully develop and devote yourself to your craft, to devote yourself to what you love doing and to the work that you do. Perhaps you can appreciate this new beginning, or like if already be grateful. Just be grateful already for the raise that you got, for the promotion that was offered to you, that you took it. And it's a validation of the work that you have put in. It's a validation of your skills and what you have been bringing to the table. And so appreciating that, and to appreciate these things up front and just be very, very grateful for it, is going to bring more things like that into your life. And also appreciating the meeting of souls. Like, how can you not? It can be intense though. Like, it can be very intense, and then sometimes it might be so intense that I don't know if this is too intense. So I'm just gonna go over there instead. It's easier for me over here because it's a little bit more quiet in my emotional self. If I go over there to the soul connection, now everything is up in shambles and I don't know what's happening and I don't know what to say or what to do. So there's that. So you can always bring in, and then you can bring in clarity and just appreciation of the connection, appreciation of these things. And the more you appreciate it, the more you put your attention to it, the more things will come to you that you can also appreciate. Current situation. Okay, current situation, not so happy. Grieving, loss. New idea though, passion here. New passionate beginning, and the strength. Strength. So we have strength, which is kind of how to deal with these strong emotions, like how in your current situation. So current situation, there is sadness, there is grief, there is loss, which is part of human life. I mean, we're all gonna lose something, from, I don't know, a pair of t-shirts or shoes, to like the family members, to our loved ones, to our possessions, to our health, to our life. Everything is eventually going to be grievable. Like, so there is always that. That's a part of life. And so how do we get back from it? Like, how? It's nothing wrong with grieving. There is nothing wrong with feeling upset and sad about these things that happen around us. And this is how we feel, and that's okay. And but even like in the darkest hour, if you can find like one thing that you can maybe appreciate, perhaps you can appreciate the grief because it's teaching you about that emotion. Like, I wouldn't know about grief if I hadn't been in despair and grief, and just, I wouldn't know what it was. I wouldn't know what contentment or joy and peace. I wouldn't appreciate my peace so much if I hadn't been all in the grief and the despair for a long time. So there are gifts with it. Not in the moment. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like not good. But you can do it. It's like a part of our human lessons. How do you grow as a human being? You have to go through some stuff. You have to experience some stuff. If you get everything laid out for you and there you go and everything is just easy, then you don't have to challenge yourself. You don't have to think on your feet. You don't have to figure things out. You don't have to stretch yourself. You don't have to overcome your shortcomings. You don't have to get out of your comfort zone. If you never have to do any of these things, you're going to be very comfortable, very bored, very probably maybe also passive aggressive, because eventually it builds up. And so grieving is a part of life. All emotions that we have are part of life. The problem is when we cannot let it go, when it becomes our identity. Like, I am now a grieving person. I was treating very poorly when I was a child, and now I'm gonna be a grieving person for my life. Or like, I just lost my wife or my husband after 50 years. Now I'm gonna be a grieving person for the rest of my life. And you can do that. There is nothing wrong with it. But then you just have to be okay with having a grieving life. Otherwise, there are ways that you can work through the grief so that you can come into that new passionate beginning. Because at any age, at any stage in life, there's always the option to start a new passionate beginning. And so the new passionate beginning, it can come out in like a creative idea, a a new project that is popping up in your mind, something that you want to start doing. And the Strength card is here. I love the Strength card. Strength card is kind of like, okay, you're sitting there in your grief and all tied up in your grief, all tied up in these emotions, sometimes all tied up in other people's behaviors because they won't leave you alone, or they won't stop doing the things that kind of made you grieve in the first place and stuff like that. And so the Strength card is like, okay, how do you hold up? Like, how can you deal with all these emotions that is running through your system, that is being triggered by other people, that is being triggered by events around you? How can you deal with that? How can you, in your current situation, move yourself from being kind of knocked down, like first round, knocked down in grief, and then second round, win. A win. Second round is a win. You're standing up in a new passionate idea, new passionate project, new passionate beginning. And then third round, strength. Yeah, you know you have the strength. You know you have the inner resilience. You are a human being. Human beings are so resilient that it's unbelievable. And then if you can learn how to manage your emotions without becoming your emotions, then you can just hold yourself, let the emotion flow through you, and then you can respond instead of like getting the emotion, reacting to it, and everything gets sideways. Or you can just like get the emotion, you feel it, and you can respond to it in a more mature way. Shadow work, sometimes you just gotta meditate. Like meditate. Why? Well, the fates are here to meditate. Get to know your inner self. Like, bring some peace and quiet to the mind. Bring some peace and quiet to the body. Allow yourself to really, really be still. Because in the stillness, that's where you can hear God, or the consciousness. That's where you can be present, in the present. Is in the stillness. The stillness will hold all the answers that you need. So if you can find the stillness, then the fates will give you the answers that you need to how you can work on your shadow. We all have different shadow work to do. We all have shadow work to do, and it looks a little bit different for all of us because we are put together in different ways. We have different experiences. There are different things with our personalities, or like in our ways of being, that is been molded by culture, by everything around us. And so to bring yourself into a state of quiet and peace and quiet, so that you can really, really listen to what's going on inside of you. And then if you pray up front and you want to heal, or you want to get to the next level, perhaps you're tired of the grieving, and then you just pray about it. Like, how can I let go of this grief? And I can assure you that when you do that, when you honestly have intention to release and heal and do stuff, and you pray about it, how can I do that? And then you meditate, you sit down and you meditate and you listen, and the fates, life itself, will come in and give you the answers, and you will know what to do intuitively. But you have to be able to listen on your inside, because other people, they won't be able to hear your innermost self. Only you can hear your innermost self. And that's why you have to have trust in yourself and in your innermost self. And trust that guidance, trust the little nudges, and move in that direction. You don't have to be super dramatic and do everything at once, but you can just listen a little bit to that inner voice. And once you feel comfortable with the results, because every time you then move in the direction of the inner voice, now you're going to see, wow, I don't understand how this could happen so easily for me. I don't understand how this just fell into place. I didn't really have to do that much. And I don't understand how everything just seemed to work out. And that's great. And things like that will happen only when you follow that inner voice, that internal inner voice, which is your own personal GPS. And the Ace of Pentacles, brand new beginning, perhaps a new windfall in money, time, resources, your energy. Perhaps this can be it's gonna be like a Sometimes also with the for the shadow work, like with the ace, which is kind of like a new promotion, new job, new beginning of some sorts. When that's in like the shadow work, then perhaps there is a reluctancy to change, which would make sense with well, it just is always difficult for us humans to change anyway. It's not easy to do that, but yeah, so that is some shadow work that is showing up here, is the like to be willing to change, to find the willingness to allow fate to take you in direction of what you truly, who you truly are, what you truly want, and what you really need. And looking at life like this, possible outcome, we're having a King of Cups showing up. This can be the energy from here, from the Two of Cups. The King of Cups can also be you doing the shadow work, growing within yourself, showing up more compassionate, showing up more assertive, showing up more in your power, taking more charge, being able to live life from a more confident and assertive standpoint. So this can be you showing up with doing the work. Starting today, right now, what is it that you can change that would be beneficial for you in your life? Do you need to be more confident? Do you need to be less aggressive? Do you need to be more happy, less depressed? Or like, what is it that you would wish within yourself that you had more of in your life? Do you want to look different? Do you want to then exercise, food? Do you want to feel different? Then affirmations, meditations, doing stuff like that. Do you want to be able to use your mind better? Than meditation, quieting the mind, taking some time out. Doing this work as a human being will bring out all the good stuff, like all the good stuff, and also it will bring out plans for the future. Having hope for the future, going from the grieving situation, the current situation, going from the grief, trusting the passion, leaving the grief, trusting the passion, finding your inner strength. Possible outcome by doing these things is like King of Cups, Two of Wands, planning, putting all these passionate new ideas. Where is she? There's the Page of Wands. Yep, passionate new ideas. Possible outcome, you're putting these ideas into a plan, using that little brain that we have. Okay, I'm here in the moment right now. I have this little passionate project that I want to start it. So I'm starting today. Okay, now I'm on my passionate project. How can I plan it out? And there you go. And now you're putting it out for the future. And the Five of Wands. Every time you stick your head out, every time you do anything, you're going to find that people are going to notice it. And when they notice it, if they want it and they don't want to do the work, then they might be upset and do competition, or they might be jealous. They might be talking about you. They might be talking about to the people that you like or love, and they might be talking to them, putting things in their ears. They might be doing all kinds of different stuff because the jealousy comes off, they're feeling inferior or whatever. Anyone who takes the time out to do the inner work is going to shoot out in the regular, like you're gonna stand out, because that's the rewards from doing the inner work. You're gonna stand out, and with the rewards also comes the backstabbers and those people there. But those people there are not your problem. So if you can put your little blinders on, let them do what they do, and then they can do the same work and they will have the same results. But if they don't want to do the work, they won't have the results. And most of the time they want what you have, but they don't want to do it. So they're going to be angry at you instead. I say, don't worry about that. Just keep doing the work anyway, and just only focus on that. If you focus on that, you're good. And then you will move in the direction that you're wanting for your life. The Four of Wands. So happy homecoming. Merging. Again, here's merging of two souls. Four of Wands, celebration, homecoming. It can be a card of marriage. It can be a card of long-term commitments, long-term plans. And thanks for everything. I have no complaints whatsoever. That's a good affirmation for appreciation. Thanks for everything. I have no complaints whatsoever. Finding sanctuary. Opening to your spiritual source. Opening to your spiritual source. Finding the present. Being present in the now. Opening to your spiritual source. The beautiful light in me, it honors, respects, and loves the same beautiful light in you. Till next time, namaste.